Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sisterhood of Salem's Member Spotlight series. This is episode number 9. I am your host, Jennifer Carey, and I have the honor of serving on the Sisterhood of Salem board and conducting these interviews, which help illuminate the amazing gifts that our sisters hold. And today we have a very special guest, Reverend Gypsy Ravish. She is the enchantress proprietress of Salem for sure, but her influence goes way beyond Salem, and we're going to learn about that today. Gypsy has a mission to promote the practice of magic and alternative spiritual lifestyles for personal and global transformation. So today we're going to learn more about Gypsy's gifts, when it all began, how it all began, and the collaborations she wishes to continue. So, Gypsy, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today and doing this interview.
I'm really happy to be part of the Sisterhood of Salem.
We're happy to have you. My goodness, you have such a background that probably begins, well, I think from the bio that I read, definitely begins in the 1970s, but also in 1981, it sounds like you and Richard began White Light Pentacles and Sacred Spirit products.
Yep, that was our wholesale metaphysical business where we sold the tools of the art Magickal all over the world to stores.
Mm-hmm. Wow. In the 80s, that's amazing. You were like ahead of the time, right? And bringing
We were pioneers.
Yes, pioneers. That's the right way to put it. And then in 1997, you actually had a brick and mortar right on Pickering Wharf in Salem, Nu Aeon.
In 1997, we opened a retail store. And, you know, the term Nu Aeon really means the new cycle of ages. But by spelling it N-U instead of N-E-W, we sort of had the resonance of the sky god of Egypt and also the lovely Nuit sky and star goddess of Egypt. And so Nu Aeon was one of the first to use that spelling, actually. Now you see that NU used a lot of different places. But we were happy to have a store. You know, one of the things that we did was we worked with very, very talented artists and artisans. And what our focus was, and still is for me, now that my husband Richard has passed on and is in his body of light for 14 years, is to promote the practice of magic, is to promote the holy art of magic, is to promote the tools of magic. So we worked with the magic craftspeople who used to charge up their silver on their Binghamton, New York studio roof, and we went up there one time at the new moon. They'd charge the silver, they'd hand weave the pentacles throughout the waxing moon phase, and then they would again consecrate it at the full moon and put the most beautiful gemstones into them, and they became legendary. Actually, I'm still selling the Magic Crafts line, and so are some of the stores here in town. And we worked with the potters who made beautiful altar pieces and you know, chalices and altar shrines and platters and all the kinds of things that we were encouraging people to have in their homes and in their temples and in their offices, which would become their altar spaces.
Yeah. Wow, it's amazing to think how the ripple effect of all of your products and the ripple effect on practices, on rituals, on ways of people growing both personally and it sounds like professionally as well. You worked with businesses to utilize those tools as well.
Well, also I would like to say that I love to sing.
Oh, yes.
And so I've written quite a few songs. I'm still writing. I'm working on a book. I've written a musical, and I was able to record many of my songs. And in the old days, people had cassettes,
Yes.
and then we had CDs. I can show my Enchantress CD.
Oh, lovely.
I can show my Spirit Nation CD. Spirit
Lovely.
Nation, the name of my musical, and and now, of course, we're all streaming. And the
Yes.
exciting thing is that witchcraft and mystical practices are now so much more all over the world.
Yes. Yeah.
When people Google me or go to CD Baby and Gypsy and Enchantress or Spirit Nation, they get to hear my tunes. You know, they don't even need to buy them.
Yes.
I'm giving them away, actually.
Yeah, and music is so healing and so powerful. And so what a great way to use yourself as a channel in that way, and sharing your voice and music and your songwriting and your lyrics. It's all amazing. And this musical, tell us more about this musical that you created.
Well, I decided several years ago, as I'm getting into my older years and becoming what one might hope to become, a wise woman, that I wanted to tell my story, that I felt like I just needed to tell my story. I've been around for a while. I love Salem. I moved here in 1975.
Mm-hmm.
And I was part of the Salem, the Witches of Salem, and so my musical is kind of about that. It's about,
Mm-hmm.
an elder witch and her memories. And it's also about the initiations into witchcraft,
Mm-hmm.
which I have taken many.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say that in Salem and even in the Sisterhood, it's just so encouraging to see how many people are really called
Mm-hmm.
to this path.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the old days, uh, a witch was a witch. Now there's a witch, a Wiccan, there's the Wiccan faith community. There's, there's so many different ways a person can have magic in their life. But one of the things that I'm promoting with the Temple of Nine Wells, of which I am the sort of head high priestess, and I've been doing this for 33 years, and before that we were all doing it for at least another 10, um, is the connection with the sacred.
Mm-hmm.
And the connection with the sacred as a person becoming aware that the sacred divinity, this energy, this great mystery that we're all a part of, and we don't even understand possibly where we came from before we were born, and perhaps where we're going when we leave our immortal bodies. But anyway, this
Mm-hmm.
whole idea that the sacred and that divinity is not necessarily omnipotent and out there and other, but more like we are all part of this immanence of
Yes.
divinity. Some people say, "Thou art God, thou art goddess."
Mm-hmm.
And in the Temple of Nine Wells, we celebrate the 8 solar festivals of the Witch's Wheel of the Year. And we've been doing that for a very long time. And I've had the big fun of being able to sing the songs of the craft and write ritual dramas and involve hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people over many, many years, especially when we do Samhain, which is
Mm-hmm.
Halloween on the 31st of October. And I'm still doing this, believe it or not.
Oh, I love it, Gypsy. You walk the talk, but it's even more than that. It's like your life has been devoted to to this connection to sacred, and people finding that connection through products and tools and rituals and I song, music. And I love how to this day you're still committed to spreading all of that.
Well, here in Salem, in the Sisterhood, I mean, there are so many people who are talking about listening to their inner voice and developing their divination skills like tarot or oracle cards, or learning astrology or herb craft, or spellcraft. I mean, things like that, these ancient skills and talents that have had a revival, not just here, but but I really love it here. And it's so heartening to see younger people perpetuating these ways here and elsewhere in the world. I have had the honor of wearing a lot of different hats. And I think that, I would absolutely encourage anyone to volunteer in wherever it is they're called, because once you volunteer, pretty soon they really want you, need you, and if there's a slot, there you go.
Yes.
And so this happened to me when we were starting the Temple of Nine Wells in 1992, and also with the our trip to England, where we met the Grand Witch Queen and Grand Master of the Kent line of witchcraft, and they adopted us, and we worked in this Alexandrian line, meeting Alexanders and Maxine Sanders and some of the founders of people who actually are the part of the underpinnings of modern Wicca. And so so I'm still training and initiating people into this. There's no fee, but want to make sure that it's a good fit. And people don't need to be an initiate of Wicca. They can practice whatever their heart tells them to do for their own self-empowerment, for their own healing, and for their own community is so important.
It is.
Those are my thoughts, Jen.
Yeah, and people are craving it, right? We see that in Sisterhood of Salem. Everyone's craving it, and we are so fortunate to have you in the Sisterhood, Gypsy. You are such a witness to this evolution. Like you said, you and Richard were the pioneers. So you could do a whole musical, and maybe your musical does cover just the evolution of using these tools of divination and just seeing the openness right to it and how that's evolved. And that feels like a whole other interview.
Well, there are scenes, there's the witches, what do we call it? A witch's tea soliloquy. That's a really good scene. And there are other scenes, but one of the things that you were talking about, Jen, about wanting to collaborate, and a project that I'm very much involved in, is the Temple of Stars. And I even tried to figure out how I could do a background, of the Temple of Stars.
Oh, yes. Like a picture. And
I did in the back of it getting ready, but I don't think I can do it here. But anyway, so we, with our store, Nu Aeon at 88 Wharf Street for 21 years, we had a middle room, and that middle room was where we did ceremonies. We did baby blessings. We did hand fastings. We did workshops for the Temple of Nine Wells. We did all sorts of things there. And then my husband, Richard, had a vision, and his vision was to create a star temple and create this wave of energy that would connect with all the star temples around the world and throughout history, because there have been many. And so we did that. We created a room where we commissioned paintings, 88 constellations at 88 Wharf Street, we called it, where the sea meets the sky. And yes, we had a magic circle, and we had the canopy of constellations above, which was like an old mariner's map with the gods and the goddesses and the mythical characters up there. And all around, we had the planetary angelic talismanic plaques of the 7 sacred planets, and it was fabulous. Anyway, I closed my store about 6 years ago, and right before the lockdown, actually.
Wow, timing.
Yeah, so it was great. I love being semi-retired. However, I do want the Ravish collection of occult art and artifacts, and the Temple of Stars, which is the main attraction for that, to be again available here in Salem for people to walk in and be amazed and be inspired and to connect with their high selves and to learn about things that are perhaps not actually in some of the exhibits that are here. So I have a plan and the beginnings of a team.
Oh, good.
If anyone's interested in collaborating with me on a location, that would be fabulous.
Got it. So that's the missing piece right now of carrying this on, this beautiful vision that sounds like started with Richard, but then the two of you collaborated and made it possible in your space on Pickering Wharf, and you're ready to have it be available again in a location. And so anyone willing to help exhibit this in a location in Salem where people can see it.
This is something that I need to establish before I become my body of light in the coming decade. And I want it here.
Yeah.
I have people who say, "Oh, put it on a truck, start it out to the West Coast," which might happen,
Yeah.
But I really want it here.
Yeah.
I want to give it to Salem. I want when people come, and they come, especially in the summer and the fall. I mean, I don't know if it's 1 million people who come or 100,000 people a day, or I'm not sure what all the statistics are, but they're looking for something wonderful.
Yes.
And if we could share what we know and what we have, that would just be such a blessing for the world. There's really nothing quite like it. We called it the Witches Planetarium.
I love it. Oh, Gypsy, I can see how that would be such a gift that keeps on giving. And so I'm really hoping that this interview is rich with all of your experience and all of your gifts. And I also hope that it is an opportunity that someone in Salem that is meant to have that hears this and contacts you, and we will have all of your contact information on the YouTube page so that anyone that has a space and a location that can share in this vision with you and this legacy. It's a legacy, really. Yeah.
Yeah, what this is some people call it the great work. And every man and every woman is a star. And there's lots of other maxims like that that are quite inspiring and have inspired me. So perhaps that's my great work. I know, certainly know, the magnum opus, that was Richard's, it was his great work. And and so I'm more than grateful. I am grateful for everything.
Oh, well, we're grateful
and grateful to you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, my pleasure. And you are such a star, and it is such an honor to illuminate your light, which has been shining in so many ways and in so many objects and rituals and places. And so truly an honor, Gypsy. I really appreciate this opportunity.
All right. Well, it's Beltane. We just had Beltane. We have a Beltane candle burning right there.
Yeah.
And we're going to do another ritual on the 14th of June, I believe, for the heralding of midsummer.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone is interested in joining the Temple of Nine Wells for our ceremony, we don't charge any money, but we
Okay.
have been collecting food for the Salem Pantry.
Beautiful.
And you can find me and contact me and let me know if there's any way I can serve, or if you need me for anything, or you just want to talk to me or anything like that. I'm here and happy to serve.
Beautiful.
Blessed be.
Oh, thank you. Blessed be. Thank you so much. And again, we'll have all that information to contact you, including the Temple of Nine Wells. And thank you, Gypsy. I'm so grateful that we have this. And please, everyone, remember to like this episode and subscribe so that you can continue to experience all the gifts of this amazing organization, Sisterhood of Salem. And thank you again, Gypsy, for shining your light today.